Alrighty, man. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, man. And we are officially live in the building, man. You should start seeing us popping up on your Facebooks, on the various YouTubes of the world, man. We are live in the building, man. It is your boy West Coast. And man, I got my brother from another mother. You feel me? My boy J.Tuck in the building. You feel me, man? I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. What's going on, bro? Thanks for having me on. What's up, Cowboys Nation? I know I've been on kind of a hiatus, bro. I've been chilling and relaxing a little bit, but we back. It's time to get to work.
Bro, you ain't been on no hiatus. You was on vacation. Hell, you mean? I see all the exotica. Places you be going.
I was just in Orlando, you know what I'm saying? Just, kicking back, and it's always good to get away. It's always good to get away and refresh, man, but it's time to reload and get back active. So
absolutely. Hey, so yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. So listen to me. If you're watching your boy West Coast on my page, you already know what you got to do, man. Whenever West Coast goes live, there's two things you must do. First thing, you must absolutely hit that share button. I need every single one of y'all to hit that share button right now. Hey, let me know if it's showing up on your YouTube.
Yeah, we good.
You good on your YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, so we're live over there. Let me turn this volume down. Boom. All right, man. So, I need everybody right now. If you're watching on West Coast's Facebook, I need you to hit that share button. If you're watching on my boy J.Tuck's YouTube, I need you to take that link at the bottom down there, and I need you to share it to two types of people. One crazy-ass Cowboy fan that just loves to hear Cowboy talk, and then I need you to share it to a hating-ass fan, too, that can't stand the Cowboys. Why? Because they need to know what's happening. You feel me? We ain't running from no phase. You feel me? So I need every single person right now. I'm going to go, hey, Tuck, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through a couple people on my Facebook and give them a couple shout outs and make sure they hit that share button and start button, and then you shout a couple people on your YouTube and let them know what is happening. You feel me? So, hey, real quick, Roger Smith, what's up with you, man? I see you. Oh, Mikey Fernside, what's up with you, boy? I know we watching the NBA, and we neither one of our teams is in, but we making it work. I know, man. What's up with you, Josh? What's up with you, boy? I see you. What's up with you, Roger Smith? I got my boy Big Ron Cannon, Big Boy Cannon in the building. What's up with you, boy? I know you gonna hit that share button. I got Miss Angela, real-ass Cowboy fan, sending them stars. Appreciate you. Thank you for caring about your boy West Coast. Shout out to my boy Josh Cosner. He got a cousin named Kevin, you know what I'm saying? He real smooth. Appreciate you, man, for hitting that star button. Tuck, man, I know you got some folks over there in your world that's showing you some love, man. Let them know what's happening, man.
Salute to everybody, man. My guy Jesse's in the building, man. My guy Rome Cowboys fan talk is in the building.
Wait, time out. Rome is in the building?
You know, my guy Rome staying in the building, man. So salute to everybody. My guy Al, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their thing right now, man. Cowboys Nation. Like I said in my last video today, we complained about the draft. We spoke about it. We spoke about the offseason. It's almost football season, man. So it's trying to roll up our sleeves to get active, bro. So we ready. We outside. Eagles fans were shooting slugs all week while I was on vacation, bro. I was like, nah, we can't have that. So, I'm back. We fully loaded.
Hey, shout out to my boy Rome. Hey, my boy Rome, I'm gonna tell you, man, I got a relationship like him with my baby mama. Like, I love him some days. I just love him. I just wanna share. And then some days I wake up like we is going to court. I don't give a damn. Don't touch me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't look at me. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? But I love it, man. That's the type of blogger you want to be in the trenches with. You feel me? You feel me? That's the type of blogger you want to be in the trenches. So make sure you salute and share his content too over there on Twitter and YouTube. All right, so man, let's go ahead and get into it, man, because I don't know if y'all know, Tuck is not in California. He is in, where you at, man? Hell, you at?
Kansas City, man. I'm in Kansas City. I'm in the Midwest.
Oh, okay. So you wasn't an all-around loser this year. One of your teams got a natty this year, right?
Yeah, got a national championship, man. So my Kansas Jayhawks won a national championship, and my Dallas Mavericks right now win the Western Conference Finals. So, I'm kind of enjoying this basketball run, bro. I'm feeling good right now. Feels good to actually get some championship, champagne and go to a parade, for a team that you root for. before football season starts, man. But yeah, we doing all right in basketball season, bro.
Shoot, I heard that. Well, hey, man, since we talking about the season, man, let's go ahead and jump right into what I got it up already, man. Because listen, my boy Tuck, man, he one of them specials, you know what I'm saying? He's a season ticket holder, you know what I'm saying? So you know what that means? I'm going to tell you what that means. Tuck said, I'm watching this team regardless if they do it right or they do it wrong.
right, yeah. That's the thing when people don't understand, like, why you tripping? Why you tripping? Like, bro, I got money invested in this. I'm sure I'm tripping. It's different. But Jerry Jones, that's the vice grip he got a lot of us fans. And lots of my guy Santino, he posted his tickets, what he's paying right now. And what people don't understand, Jerry upped the ticket price 2 days before the down payment was due. You know what I'm saying? So we got a notification like, oh, the tickets just increased a little bit. And actually,
not a little bit.
Yeah, it went a little bit. It was about $1,500 per for me.
That's how Tuck got that money when you say
it's like $1,500 per. And we need that by Friday. And we got that email on Wednesday, so it just kind of shows you how Jerry Jones did us season ticket holders. But at this point, what can you do? So
hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Jerry is so gangster with it, man. When it comes about his money, man, he is not playing, man. Not playing. And I'm going to tell you this right here. The NFL, they was not playing when they made this season. And I want to know who is the crackhead analysis that looked at this schedule and said, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys have the second easiest schedule in all of football. This is why I tell you guys, man, that y'all got to remember, bro, that there are a lot of sports reporters right now that are paying their bills off of the Dallas Cowboys. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Any single person that wrote an article that said that the Dallas Cowboys have an easy season is literally writing something to get you to get your big index finger and click it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because, bro, I look at this schedule. First off, Tuck, man, I look at this schedule, bro. You open up against Tampa Bay, bro. They was in the Super Bowl just 2 years ago, man.
Right.
Like just 2 years ago. Then you got the Cincinnati new Bengals. I call them the new Bengals because they ain't the old Bengals. You feel me?
Who was just in the Super Bowl.
Then you got the New York Funky Giants. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to tell you this right here, man. I feel like I've said this before, man. Saquon Barkley, you know what I'm saying? Not saying the whole Giants team is going to be ready to rock and roll because I feel like there's still a bunch of needs. But, man, I'm going to tell you this right here. If the Dallas Cowboys can't stop the run, they still got Saquon Barkley. You feel me? Washington always plays the Cowboys well. And I'm going to tell you this. Listen, I need to make a confession right here. I need y'all to understand something. Me and Tuck, we're the type of guys that can say nice things about our exes, right?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? We're confident in what we do that we can say something nice about an ex, right?
Right.
We can take that same approach when it comes to divisional opponents, because I know that there is some unspoken law that says that ye shall not. I think it goes like this, Tuck. Ye shalt not say anything positively about said rivalry team.
Right.
I think it's like somewhere in the Bible somewhere. So every time that we say something positive about a team that's in our division, people instantly start saying we're not Cowboy fans. But Tuck, man, I'm going to tell you this right here, bruh. I watched a lot of your content, man, and a lot of the players that you liked, they went to other teams in our division, bruh.
Yeah, and that's where I was trying to have a conversation before I went on vacation. Like, yo, my model, what I always preach to everyone watching my channel, we'll respect our opponents. We don't go fear them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of them. But what would I look like? I have a top 50 draft board, and all of my players that are ranked high, just because they went to a division rival, now I don't like them. Like, I can't moonwalk like that. So it's okay to say this team had a good draft. This team had a good all season. Okay, they did that. We had a good draft the past 2 seasons, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, we still going to have to play football this season, but so many people are afraid, like, Tuck, you tripping. How what kind of credibility would I have right now for me to come out and be like, Jordan Davis is trash? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense when I got all these videos, all these tweets, all this analysis giving him praise.
And I got to say something real quick, too. I got to say something because Tuck said, and I quote, Jordan Davis would change the Dallas Cowboys defensive line. End of quote. That is a quote that you said out of your mouth.
Right.
So now that he's on the Eagles, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, Tuck?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was one of those drafts with the Eagles. When I was actually out there at the NFL draft, for people that didn't know, and I was in the media room, and they announced the Eagles drafted Jordan Davis. I was just like, God damn, dog, here we, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. But it's going to change a lot of things, and especially from the Philadelphia Eagles standpoint, they already have a lot in their interior defensive line, so they just added more wood to the fire. So I cannot discredit them for doing that. Then you add Nakobe Dean, who I was high on as well, who a lot of Cowboys fans wanted. I am on camera saying just draft Nakobe Dean. I cannot erase that, right?
Didn't they play on the same team too?
Huh? Yeah, same team out of Georgia, right? You know what I'm saying? So they're coming both out of Georgia. They did add A.J. Brown with the trade. You know, another player that a lot of people aren't talking about that was also high on the tight end, Grant Calcaterra. You know, if he wasn't hurt and had the injuries with the concussions, he was going to be one of the top tight ends in this year's class. So I've said all this publicly. I can't take it back just because it's an Eagle. You know, and that's the thing is like we got fans, but we also got responsibility to y'all, the viewers, where we got to keep it real. And I feel like the Eagles had a great draft, but I'm not afraid of them. I was saying, hey, hats off. Y'all did what y'all did. But, hey, you know, week 6, we're going to line up and see what's really shaking.
Exactly, man. And I'm going to tell you this right here, man. I ain't even, you know, I was kind of being complacent. I'm never lazy. But, my sound effect board is on my other computer. Well, listen to me. This boy Tuck is preaching so hard. He got me up here turning. I didn't fire it up, y'all. I got the sound. Listen, it's one of them type of nights. You feel me? I didn't fire up the old sound effect board, man. Because I said, this boy cooking.
Fire off that sound effect, man. To any viewer, do not ever fix your lips to say J.Tuck and West Coast ain't real Cowboys fans.
The audacity.
We outside.
The audacity.
We outside. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm at a game, I see West Coast going live. You know what I'm saying? We out there. We be at Texas Live. We be out there at Oxnard. We be out, you know what I'm saying? So it's like to say we not real Cowboys fans just because we want to give another team credit. You know what I'm saying? And we not listening to that, man. But it is what it is. Yeah, Mendoza, Kyron Johnson. So few days before the draft, I posted a video clip on the Kansas linebacker, Kyron Johnson, out of the University of Kansas. Like, man, he'd be a phenomenal steal if some team was able to get him. The Eagles got him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like the Eagles got him. One of my favorite quarterbacks in Carson Strong, who didn't get drafted out of Nevada, they picked him up as a UDFA. So it's like, all right, y'all did good. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not fearful of the Eagles. We still going to line up and play. But, you know, hats off to what they did this offseason. And also Washington, too. And I feel like, honestly, the Giants had a great draft as well with Thibodeau and Evan Neal. So it's like, all right.
Facts.
Do I have a witness here? And I really don't know what you're going through this morning.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I also heard in everything that you said, Tuck, is that there with being outside and putting your own self, using your own money to go to these events and things like that. You know what really happens is there's a certain level of expectation that then gets put on this team from me, from yourself, from people who are actually getting. And now listen to me, man. We're not trying to knock anybody. Look, if your situation does not permit you to get outside, hey, man, you know what you could be doing? Watching film. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching film, because I'm going to tell you this right now, for the first couple years, I couldn't afford to go to Cowboy games like that. So you know what I did? I watched a gang of film. I did a lot of research. And guess what, Tuck? I still felt the exact same way I feel right now. There's an expectation. Why? Because I can't get them hours back, bruh.
Right. You're right.
Like, I
all
can't
the traveling, all the time away from our family, like, it's a lot. So for me to be like, just is what it is, it's just is what it is when it comes to us, because we put a lot of time and a lot of effort when it comes into Dallas Cowboys. And so not only you add our passion along with it, but you add our financial into it, you add time away from our family into it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that comes into it. So our expectations might be a little bit increased, and rightfully so. So some people look at the schedule and be like, oh, you tripping saying you don't want to go to those games. I don't want to go to them games. Them type of games I'm paying for. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference. It doesn't make one Cowboys fan better than the other, but what you're not going to do is discredit me and my fandom.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you this right here, man. We not going to go through the whole season because, by the back of the season, I think by week 8, you're going to be a totally different team. So I know all these people are doing these predictions and stuff for the schedule. I don't do none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got to see these boys in training camp. Like, training camp is so important, man, because training camp will literally have you change your whole opinion of a situation. Like, you'll be feeling so strong and good, and then you'll go to training camp, you'll be like, nah, fam, it ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. Let's look at these first 6 games, man, because these first 6 games of the season, man, you got Uncle Tom Brady, man. You got Vita Vea. You know what I'm saying? We talk about offensive players, talking about defensive player. You got, you know what I'm saying, you got a team that I feel that the Cowboys should have been able to beat week 1, a game that Tuck was in the building for.
Right. Man, it was rough out there.
You know what I'm saying? Was in the building. So we going to run it back at the crib versus Tommy. Now, I'm going to tell you the only thing that scares me about this game too is like I love the fact that we get 4 months to build up to it, but I hope that the Cowboys don't focus so much on trying to re-wreck this game that they don't understand that there's a real monster behind you. Because I honestly think it's more important for the Cowboys right now to beat the Cincinnati Bengals than it is to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. The reason being, and then people are going to say, why? Well, Tom Brady's in the NFC. But I'm going to be honest with you, like right now, beating the Lakers doesn't really mean anything because the Lakers are on their way out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the Lakers is going to be on their way out in the next 2 years. You need to be successful versus the new NFL. In the new NFL, we're stripes, bruh. It's the freaking Bengals, bruh. Like that, and I'm going to be honest with you, Tuck. I know you gonna be there week one because I got some college obligations with my daughter, so I ain't gonna be able to be week one. But listen, when I looked at this schedule, week 2 was the game that I really sacrificed when I was like, oh, this is the game. Like this is the game I think is gonna let us know if. And it sucks that it's week 2, but I'm like, this is the new NFL, bruh. The Bengals are the new NFL. Like we gotta be able to play successfully versus this team.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and that's why a lot of people on Twitter, they were like, Tuck, why aren't you excited about the Bucks matchup? Because for everything you say, it's not the same.
The Bucks can lose to somebody and be out the playoffs.
It's not the same allure or attraction that it was last year. They were coming off a Super Bowl victory. They was loaded. We had Dak Prescott coming back for the first time, who we didn't see all preseason. So it's Dak's return. He had his wide. So now it's like, all right, you're gonna have Tom Brady kind of coming out there on his last stance, his reunion, or the end of year tour, in the career tour. You know what I'm saying? They kind of, they're kind of floating in purgatory when it comes to their wide receiver core. We more than likely won't have Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a stretch if he's playing week 1. So you're gonna have James Washington, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert out there, Noah Brown. So it's not that same fireworks. And if we win that game, the Bucks are playing with house money. Everybody's gonna say the Bucks, Tom Brady, they normally get off the slow starts. It's not that big of a win, right? So if you really want a statement, I agree with you. It's going to have to come from week 2. Now, will I take a week 1 win versus the Bucks? Absolutely. But like you said, bro, I don't want to try to take the same approach we did last year and just try to revamp it. Like, no, we need to run the ball. We need to get the ground game going, especially with our number 24 pick in Tyler Smith. We have to be able to establish dominance at the line of scrimmage, and we can't have Dak passing 45 times out there with a completely new wide receiver core. If anyone's going to win us that game week 1, it's going to be Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott behind our massive offensive line. So hopefully, Kellen Moore has learned from last year's game, and of course, hopefully our new field goal kicker can make extra points. That's a whole other, topic, bro. So.
Yeah, man, and more importantly, hopefully the Dallas Cowboys don't put themselves in a position where they are leaning on that. You know what I'm saying? Like because we don't even though our field goal kicker wasn't, we didn't. He's more the field goal kicker we had last year is still more experienced than the one we have right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we all don't like Greg, but I mean, if you look in experience, I would definitely say he is, we don't like him because of the history. You feel me? Because of the history. Right. But he still has a better resume than what we have right now. But I love what you said, man, because I want to segue off into that, man, because, I was literally sitting up here and I was just thinking, bro, like the Dallas Cowboys are going to be put in a predicament, right? Like they're going to have to hand the ball off. They're going to have to give the ball to some room, either a tight end room 30 times, a wide receiver room 30 times, or a running back room 30 times. And this is what I've been kind of thinking about, Tuck, man. At the beginning of this season, looking at this schedule, man, there's no way that the Dallas Cowboys are not saying, man, that everything that we do, at least until we figure something out with these rookies, that we going to run the damn football. Like, it doesn't make sense. It would make not sense. And, Tuck, I want you to talk about your boy Tyler Smith a little bit, because I actually think, because a lot of people think that I don't like Tyler Smith. It's not that I don't like Tyler Smith. Let me be clear. I like Tyler Smith. But I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I don't like what you guys are going to do if he is not Zach Martin, his rookie year. You guys are going to crucify him, right? And you're not going to remember West Coast saying, hey, man, you got to chill out. Why? Because, man, he's still a rookie, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still, he ain't played guard since he was in high school, man. Like, you guys ain't going to remember that. You guys are just going to be on the cross. Crucify him. That's the only thing you're going to remember. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to talk about that, Tuck. Like, what are your thoughts, man, on starting this season out, man? whether it's run the damn ball. But I'm actually a direct question. If you right now you're looking at this offense, who are you giving 30 snaps? You there, Tuck? I think we lost my boy Tuck for a quick second. He gonna come right back though. Hey, let me know if y'all are still there with me.
To run the ball, you have to establish dominance at the line of scrimmage, and you use Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Now, Wes, it's been so many summers I've been dropping videos on how to use Tony Pollard and Zeke at the same time. Everything. It seems like Kellen Moore doesn't want to commit, but in order to make the value really show with Tyler Smith, you got to establish the run game, because that's what Tyler Smith did best at Tulsa. He was a run blocker. He wasn't a pass pro guy. But like I said, Cowboys Nation, not only with Tyler Smith, but with all these prospects, because the way that we drafted based off of need, we couldn't really go best player available. Y'all are going to have to be patient. If Tyler Smith comes out and he gets a holding penalty, or just be patient and have to let it work out, because these are the type of players that we drafted. Is high ceiling, low floor for a lot of these players. But I think eventually things will settle. And I think as far as impact, I think you'll see Tyler Smith's impact initially from day one.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing right now is like with this offensive line, because it's not even just Tyler Smith, because man, you still have Tyler Baez, who is, I think, I told my boy Boss Cowboy the other day, I said, man, I think Tyler Baez is the most like under the radar player that nobody that's like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, his importance is so ridiculous, and like he did not play very well last year. You know what I'm saying? Now the Cowboys say that, they, obviously they didn't go in on trying to get a center, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to run it back one more year. But it's like, man, you're going to have inexperience versus a guy trying to figure it out. And they're right there in the middle. Like, this is my thing, Tuck. Like, if I'm gonna have to have like a leak in a boat, like, let's have it on the side of the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just move everything to the side and we just gonna lean in. You know what I'm saying?
Lean a little bit.
We gonna have to lean all the way till we get in there. But bro, I cannot have a hole in the middle of the damn boat, bro. Like if you ask any quarterback, where would you rather get pressure? He gonna say nowhere. All right, bro. Right. But if you had to say, where would you want to get the pressure? On the outsides. Right. Why? Because I can see it.
Right. And here's what Cowboys fans really have to be aware of. And Wes, we talked about this on the phone. Lord forbid, if something happens to Tyron Smith, that hole in the boat becomes massive, right? Because then you lose your swing tackle in Terrence Steele, because Lyell's gone. So Terrence is going to have to be your right tackle. So you might have to go to one of your rookies and Matt, well, let's go. You're going to have Tyler Smith out there, and then you're going to have Tyler Biadasz. So that whole center to the left side is going to be fraudulent a little bit shaky if something was to happen with Tyler Smith or Tyron Smith, if he was to get nicked up in camp. And so we lose a lot of depth. Now, I know we still have Connor McGovern, who I think Connor McGovern will be serviceable in case of need, right? But I think for the most part, if something was to happen with that left tackle position, our depth gets depleted drastically, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys handle it. And my guy Tyler just asked, don't you think that every defensive coordinator is going to plan for the run? Yeah, I think that the team defensive coordinators are going to go against the run and force Dak to throw, especially with Michael Gallup out and two brand new wide receivers and Jalen Tolbert and James Washington, who might be out there. But you still got to commit to the run game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was out there at Tampa last year, and I just remember looking up at halftime. I was like, damn, Zeke has 6 carries. So you can't let defensive coordinators dictate what you're going to do offense.
Facts.
We got to establish an identity and come out and commit to it. I mean, we try to stack the box versus the 49ers. We knew they was going to run the ball. They did it anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a mentality and an attitude as versus a scheme. And I think you can scheme properly to use Tony Pollard on the outside, to use Ezekiel Elliott in the inside, and really get the ball moving. And then that's going to open up the passing game for Dak and his new wide receiver core.
Do I have a witness here? And I really don't know what you're going through this morning.
Say, man. Say, you getting this one too right here. Here you go.
And I'm so glad that I serve a God who has already fought my battles.
Do I have a witness? Here? You feel me? Hey, because listen to me, man. Listen to me. Like, we cannot pretend that we don't have Amari Cooper anymore, and we cannot pretend that Amari Cooper didn't help this offense.
Right.
But what we can do is start thinking rationally on how because at the end of the day, man, I think that the Dallas Cowboys did more to deplete this offense than they did to advance this offense. And real quick, shout out to my boy Lil Baby. Happy birthday, boy. I see you. But at the end of the day, I think the Cowboys diminished this offense. So now my mind is, well, if they're diminished, how do you compensate for that? You're making a cake, you're feeling out, damn, I ain't got no butter. What do you do to compensate for that? Like, you still got to make this cake. The season still got to go. And this is like, for this season starting over, I mean, at the 2020, the Cowboys got to focus on running the damn ball, because at the end of the day, man, that's what's most natural. And I'm going to tell you this right here. Getting Tyron Smith going forward is going to help him as far as lasting too, man, because he's going to get in trouble, especially with having a guy who's figuring out guard. When you're starting to go backwards, man, you got to have some continuity, man. You got to know where I'm putting my left foot, you putting your right foot, because nobody's looking down to see where they putting their foot up. You're looking at straight forward. And you got to think of this too. When I looked at that schedule, you know what I saw? I saw Vita Vea first week. I saw Aaron Donald in a couple weeks. I saw Jordan, the boy from Georgia, you know what I'm saying, a couple weeks. Jordan Davis. I saw a who's who of defensive tackles. So if I'm a if I'm a defensive line group and I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, and I'm looking at Terrence Steele, okay, the light-skinned wonder, he been playing pretty good. I think we might leave him alone. And I ain't gonna lie, he played good versus Joey Bosa. Yeah, we ain't gonna waste my time with him. All right, what about Jesus? Bro, don't nobody play with Jesus. Who you talking about? I'm talking about Zach Martin, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying I ain't gonna play the whole clip, but you know, man, I'm talking about, that's a crazy ass white boy, man. So you gonna waste your time with Zach Martin? Nah, you ain't gonna waste your time. All right, so now it gets interesting. Now you got Tyler Baez and Tyler Smith
tackles
right there. And the thing that I'm gonna tell you, the thing that kind of like it, and I'm saying this all as precautionary, like, right? Because we say these things, as you say problems, you talk about problems, then you can come up with solutions on how to fix the problems, right? So we're not gonna pretend like these guys are not on our schedule, or they're just gonna magically all get hurt before the season starts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna have to play these dudes. So what do? You know what I'm saying? Bro, you have huge question marks on the inside of your offensive line. And Tuck, I'm gonna tell you this right here. You made a phenomenal. You made a phenomenal point. I don't think that Tyler Smith can be labeled Tyron Smith's backup ever. You want to know why? Because Vegas says that is a 900% chance that Tyron Smith is going to miss at least 4 games a season. He has not played a full season since 2011. Well, no. 13, I'm sorry. Since 2013, right? So think about this. How is he going to back up a guy and start at the same time? When you try to do that on Vegas, on Madden, when you try to start 2 guys at the same time, you know what it says?
It don't work, right? It drops their rating.
Yeah, it drops their rating, and a little screen says you cannot start 2 players at the same time. Only Jesus can play left guard and right tackle at the same time.
Right.
So it's like you already, even if, let's just say, even if Tyler Smith's out there slanging it like crack, he's slanging them around, he body bounding, bro. What happens when Tyron Smith doesn't play for 4 games? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at some point, like, that's why this whole year we were preaching, bro, you really need 2 offensive linemen. You need 2. You know what I'm saying?
Which they drafted, but they rookies in they projects, right? Because if you go back to Connor McGovern, and I broke down Connor McGovern's film during the season, where he really struggled is with the crash stunts, right? So pretty much what they would do is they would crash one defensive tackle into him, and they would wrap around a linebacker. They'll wrap around it, and so he wasn't really picking up in protection. So when it comes to Tyler Smith, I hate that we have 2 damn Ty Smiths on the line.
Facts. It's too much TS on the line.
Yeah,
too much TS on the line.
He need a nickname real quick. But when it comes to Tyler Smith, it's going to have to be more IQ to be able to pick up those blitzes and inside, because they're going to stunt right at him. You know, any defensive coordinator is going to stunt right at him. They're going to send their linebackers. They're going to do a lot of crash stunts at Tyler Smith to see if he has the IQ at the NFL level week 1 to be able to pick it up. So I think that, like I said, he's going to be a land mover. If you just line him up pound for pound, mano a mano, I feel like he can move players at the defense at the NFL level already, right? But it's going to be footwork, it's going to be leverage, getting his hands inside, a lot of things that he's going to need to clean up by the time we get to week 1. So it's really going to be on the coaching staff to have him day 1 ready. Now, he has the talent, he has the capability, but like I said, it's a rental project that you got to revamp and make sure, because we can't afford to go out there with 2 holes in our interior. Because like I said, Tyler Biadasz, even though he plays solid, bro, he was a liability to me. I kept looking like everyone wanted to point Connor Williams. I'm like, why is nobody looking at this right here, right in the middle? So we got to get the interior strengthened because it's a chain. The middle of the offensive line, if that breaks, everything else folds. And you saw what happened when we played San Francisco. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this right here. When we played San Francisco, one thing that I hated seeing, and I'm going to let this go, I hated seeing my boy Terrence Steele on the sidelines with his helmet in his hand while La'el Collins was getting killed. You know what I'm saying? And I am very, 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 very interested to see the matchup between La'el Collins and Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, I'm very, very excited to see that week 2. Very, very excited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, just looking at, I say that the Cowboys kind of, not necessarily diminish the offense, but, they took away some parts, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the Dallas Cowboys also decided to give Dalton Schultz a $10 million franchise tag. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, right? I was all about signing Dalton Schultz, but never in my life did I say give a franchise tag to a tight end, and never would I say that. You know what I'm saying? I literally feel like the Dallas Cowboys watched my video backwards and just misunderstood everything I said, because I never said that. You know what I'm saying? But I say this. You've been really, really high on my boy Jake. What's his last name? Ferguson? My boy Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin. If he's from Wisconsin, I like him already because they run the ball in Wisconsin. That is a school known for running the ball. So I should think that I should not have to worry about his blocking abilities. But give me some information on, because I asked you for 2 guys that you liked in this draft. I said one guy that nobody's really talking about. I wanted you to give me, and you said this guy right here, and then the other guy, we'll talk about him a little bit. But let me know about my boy Jake. Let me know why Jake is the new Jason Witten. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And it's crazy because if you watch my content, man, I love me some tight ends, and I felt like this draft.
Time out. Pause like a mother. Hell, time out. We need a pause. My boy said, I like me some tight ends.
That could be on the female, though.
Yeah. Pause. All right, back to what you were saying. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I love the tight end position. So I felt like when we were having the conversation earlier on about, re-signing Dalton Schultz, I was like, Wes, I promise you, bro, I can get you another Dalton Schultz in this draft for a whole lot cheaper. Now, I felt like when it comes to Jake Ferguson, there was other talented tight ends that was above him. One went right before we took Sam Williams at 54, who was my favorite, Trey McBride, but you still had some other caliber players, but I feel like we kind of got wiped out. When it comes to Jake Ferguson, he's exactly that. He is Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be your typical inline tight end. He blocks better than Schultz, kind of coming out of Stanford, but he blocks better. But he's not going to really stretch the field. He's going to be your underneath chain, reliable chain mover type tight end. Now, for me personally, it's like, okay, that's cool, but I want something a little different. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something a little different, Wes, because we had, Blake Jarwin, who's going to be out with the injury, of course. We do have Sean McKeon. We have Jeremy Sprinkle and Dalton Schultz, and now Jake Ferguson. They're all kind of in the same cluster, right? I want a wide or tight end that can do a little bit more and really vamp the offense, which is why I kind of wanted, who my guy Professor O just said, like Isaiah Likely or last year Kyle Pitts, someone that can really stretch the field, because when you come out in 12 personnel and you have a player that's a tight end caliber that can stretch not only in line, but they can play wide, they can play the X, they can play outside as wide receiver. It really creates mismatches for the defensive coordinators. Should we go with the safety? Should we go with the linebacker? There's a lot of things you got to consider. Now, I feel like Jake Ferguson is going to have some impact. He's going to have to beat out Sean McKeon, because like we were out there at camp, bro, and we know Sean McKeon before the injury, he was pretty solid. So it's going to come down.
He was balling.
It's going to come down to him and McKeon. But I feel like Jake Ferguson, because you kind of hearing rumblings about him already in rookie camp, he's a solid blue collar guy, and he's Dalton Schultz 2.0. So it seems like the Cowboys have a type and they know what they wanted. And that's definitely Jake Ferguson. I would have went a different route, but I feel like he's going to have a lot of upside here in Dallas.
Yeah, man. And I'm going to tell you, who else likes those tight ends? Dak Prescott love them tight ends. He loves them tight ends. So I'm going to tell you this right here. If this young man can catch the ball consecutively, he's going to I would think he's going to have a pretty decent rookie season, because Dak Prescott really don't give a damn who you are. Like, when it comes to tight ends, like, he don't care.
Right.
Like, he going to throw the ball to a tight end. A tight end is going to
safety blanket.
Yeah, he going to. You're going to get
Sit
them
right there in the
opportunities.
zone.
Yeah, you're going to
Right.
get them opportunities with Dak Prescott. So, I mean, and it's crazy because he got drafted in basically the same position that Dalton Schultz got drafted in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 2 draft picks that almost like contradict contracts that we did is the drafting of him and the franchise tag of Dalton Schultz. And
Right.
then the drafting of Tolbert and the signing of Michael Gallup. Those are two.
Right.
Those are 2 contracts
Contradiction.
and 2 draft picks that literally contradict each other. Because my boy, what I'm hearing right now is because like this is my thing. I like Dalton Schultz, but I like the position. I understand the importance of the position. My mic is slipping like a mug. I don't know why. I understand like Dalton Schultz was the leading first down getter for the Dallas Cowboys last year. Now, that does not mean because he was the most talented.
Right.
It was because that mother effer was getting talented. He was getting targets that Amari Cooper was supposed to get. I said I
Right.
wasn't going to bring up Amari Cooper again, but goddamn it, it's true.
Right. Right.
Like,
And
he
here's the
got
thing I wanna
26
ask Cowboys Nation. Take out the injuries, right? Do you think that Dalton Schultz's talent was supremely $10 million worth of Blake Jarwin? Like, there wasn't that much separation, because me personally, I like Blake Jarwin a little bit more than Dalton Schultz because he did have an extra gear. He just couldn't stay healthy. But it's like, I just didn't see Dalton Schultz as a $10 million value to be able to franchise tag, and we had to sacrifice the players that we did. If anybody should have been let go, it should have been Dalton Schultz, right? Or, you could have made some other moves, but it's just like $10 million, the price tag is only going up because you're going to have to pay him more next year if you want to keep him. So it's like, I'm not really sure what the Cowboys' future is when it comes to Dalton Schultz. But like I said, I think what you're going to see is you got another one right there in house that looks identically like him, can do the exact same thing. So we'll see how it sorts out.
Yeah, man. And it's like another thing, I see it like this too. It's like, if this guy comes in here, first off and foremost, what the hell are the Dallas Cowboys thinking still having Dalton Schultz on the franchise tag anyway? Like, I
Right.
don't understand. Bro, you guys didn't want Zeke playing on 14, but you're okay with friggin' Dalton Schultz playing on 10 and a half? Like, come on, bro. If you go look at the $10 million players in the NFL, Dalton Schultz is not one of those guys. He's
Right.
not one of those guys. He is not
I agree.
he is not a $10 million player in the NFL. So it's like the fact that they were like so scared to lose Dalton Schultz was crazy to me, man. Like, was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I still foresee an opportunity of them rescinding that franchise tag because, bro, like, Dak Prescott is like if I'm not mistaken, he's like the one and only Dallas Cowboy I can remember who actually played on the franchise tag. And guess what happened? The motherfucker got hurt.
Right. And
So
here's what I'm saying,
and that is fresh in a mug. 2 years ago. You're okay
Right.
with doing that at the tight end position?
And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. You can't expect
Smoking
the
crack.
same effort out of Dalton Schultz that you got last year because he's on a franchise tag. So the slightest hamstring pull, like, he's not going to put it all on the line because he just saw what happened with Dak Prescott. And for me, bro, like, you got the church horns and everything going. It's like, what is the church doing with our money?
Facts.
There's still money available. So I would be okay. I'm like, all right, man, they lost Randy Gregory. They lost Lyle Collins. They lost Amari Cooper. But they put the money to Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least let me know where is the money going.
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where's the money
Tuck
going?
want to know where the hell is money going.
Where the
Where my money
going?
at, man?
If I'm DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm still coming there as like, all right, I did y'all a favor. Where did my money go?
Now, Tuck, we said that we was gonna stay out of other grown men's pockets. We said we was gonna do that.
I'm just asking. It's a simple question because, like I said, I'll be all right. Whatever. We saved the money. We signed Dalton Schultz to a long-term deal. It had to work out. Okay, whatever. It was like, bro, they're still sitting on money, and you're gonna go in with a franchise tag tight end at $10 million. It just doesn't make sense of what we're trying to do. So it's just
None. Bro, it makes no sense. And you know the thing that kind of irritates me, because I love Cowboy fans, but there is a certain group of Cowboy fans that I don't like. I don't like, and I do like Nick Reeder for that $7 super chat.
Yeah, so my guy, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate the super chat. So he says, y'all think we can make any midseason trades, or do y'all think it'll be a wait and see for injuries first? I love Jesse Bates over Hooker. I don't know, y'all. I just don't know the Cowboys' mentality is. Like I said, we were talking about it today on the phone, bro.
That's a nice way of Tuck saying no. We do it a little different over here. Tuck gonna put it in a bowl. He gonna put it in a nice little wrap it up, make it feel all good.
And like I told Wes this morning, man. Stephen Jones is that uncle. Is like, you don't need to go out nowhere. I can fix your brakes, right? I'll fix it. And then you break something else. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, now you got to take your car to AutoZone, and you paying triple what you would have paid if you would have took him to fix your brakes. So I feel like that's what Stephen Jones is doing. He's trying to manipulate everything, make these moves under the cap, and be strategic about how he's maneuvering with the money. And he's going to break our offense, and eventually he's going to have to overpay to fix it, like he did with Amari Cooper when he moved on from Dez Bryant. Hey, we can add this player here, we can do Hearns here, we can do that. It fully broke. And you had to give up a number one in the middle of the season for Amari Cooper to fix it. So I feel like that's where the Cowboys are headed, and we'll have to sit and wait and see. But I don't think they're going to make any power moves right now. It's just not in their forte anymore, y'all. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, we pay. Yeah, we pay.
That's Jerry.
Right.
Hey, that's Jerry. That's Jerry and Steven walking out the AT&T Stadium after they got
ran off with the church money.
Hey, listen to me. As soon as they saw the email, Jordan Tucker has made his payment. This came on right here.
Yeah, we pay. Yeah, we pay.
Hey, what's up with you, Charlotte? Yeah, Charlotte, go ahead and get that Tiffany bracelet.
Yeah.
Tuck just sent the payment, baby.
Yeah, we pay. Yeah, we pay.
Like, I wonder, like, have y'all seen if you over the age of 35, I'm going to ask you, have you seen the movie Trading Places? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? There's a scene at the end of the movie when they're like, Mortimer, we got him. We ruined his life for $1. I wonder if there's ever a time when Steve and Jerry would be looking at each other and like, we got them motherfuckers. Yeah, we got him. We got him.
Yeah, bro.
We got him. We didn't even win a playoff game last year.
We don't get a schedule magnet. We don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? just thank you. You know what I'm saying? No physical tickets anymore. Just got them. We paid.
Yeah, and the funny that's just funny. But hey, listen to me though. The Cowboys,
we do get a phone call with them though, but they ain't gonna let me in. They ain't let me talk.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. My boy, my tight end. This is the thing that's and you said a word that I love. It's the word is Delta. The word is Delta. Mm-hmm. Delta simply means what is the difference? What is the difference between two things, right? I was having a conversation with my lady, right? And she told me that a lot of her friends said, hey, I want Teslas. We got a Tesla, right? But then they be like, but I don't want to play this, And then I say, hey, there's other cars you guys can get, you know what I'm saying, that are cheaper than a Tesla. And guess what? The Delta, the difference between them is just luxury. If you're not really tripping on blah, 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 then guess what? It makes more sense for you to go spend $25,000 to go get an electric car and have the exact same thing that I have in my garage right now. You know what I'm saying? What is the difference? What is the trade-off? So when you put my guy on the field right now, Jake, he is not making nowhere close to $10 million a year.
Right.
So in bank accounts,
he ain't even signed yet.
Yeah. So in banking, I would think a 4th round pick. I think he's going to be around $1 million a year, probably 109 or something like that. So it's about a $9 million difference, right? So then I say this, Tuck, right? If I'm buying a Tesla, it's $20,000 difference. What am I getting for all that? You feel me? So I got to say this right here, right? I'm at the store. I got a Jake Ferguson. I got a Dalton Schultz. You feel me? I'm about to put both these suckers on the field, right? I want to know, am I going to see a $9 million difference between Jake and Dalton Schultz? Because if not, I officially overpaid.
Not at all. I honestly, I think if you were to plug Jake Ferguson into our offense and take Dalton Schultz out, you get the kind of same production. To be honest, you might even get more because he's more of a solid blocker than I think Dalton Schultz is. So yeah, not a $9 million difference.
And that's the weird thing. And I'm gonna tell you something else about I still feel like the Cowboys, when it comes to running the football, I think there are things that they just don't understand philosophy-wise. Because in order to run the football well as a team, there are two things that your team has to be able to do. One, your wide receivers have to be able to block well downfield. You want to know why? Because, listen, after 10 yards, who's blocking for that running back? It's not an offensive lineman.
It's wide receivers.
It's a wide receivers, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So if you're wondering why, that's something that, and I'm gonna tell you something. You know,
Noah Brown keeps a gig.
Exactly. I was just about. There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's why a guy like Noah Brown stays around, because his downfield blocking is better than all. Now that's something I definitely believe CeeDee Lamb has to add to his game. You know what I'm saying? That's something also that if you go look at DeMarco Murray's 1,800-yard season, go look at Dez Bryant, bruh.
Right.
Dez Bryant was a vicious down-the-field blocker. You know what I'm saying? The second thing another little novelty thing that you need to do to be able to consistently run the ball is you got to have tight ends that the safeties believe will go deep. Because if you don't, you know what the safety's going to do? Sit his ass in the box all day.
Right.
So I agree. I 100% agree with you. Like I wasn't all in on Kyle Pitts, but now I kind of look back on 2020 on this past season, and I actually think Kyle Pitts could have worked in Dallas, even if he wouldn't have caught 1,000 yards. I think it would have worked on the sheer value of this. The fact that safeties believe that he can go deep. They're going to do what? They're going to move out the box. So that's what it means now Zeke is running against 8-man boxes more frequently. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's where you want. We're not trying to get Zeke against 7. Like, come on, bro. That's not. They know it's Zeke. Like, this ain't a high school running back. They know it's Zeke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we need to get him at least to 8. Back that damn safety up. And that's the thing that sucks about our tight ends, bro. After 10 yards, bro, come on, man. I think the film says after 10 yards, Dallas Cowboy tight ends are turning around looking for the football. They're working their way back to that.
Right, and for most defensive coordinators, if you have to choose between Mari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Tony Pollard, and Ezekiel Elliott beating you, or Dalton Schultz, which one are you going to take? You're going to take Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they were doing. They were playing that soft defense and keeping everything in front of them. And, of course, Dalton Schultz was just cherry picking and eating and moving the chains, but that wasn't the threat. That was not the threat for defensive coordinator. They'll give you that. So, you know, that's why I've been wanting a tight end that can really stretch the field, whether it was an Isaiah Likely or a Charlie Collier or a Trey, like someone that you're like, all right, we got to match up with him a little bit different than we were, you know what I'm saying? You could probably just put a linebacker on Dalton Schultz and he's going to kill you with the underneath stuff.
Exactly.
And move the chains, but he's not going to stretch the field and back your safeties up, bro. So
Tuck.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kellen Moore is able to dial up, you know?
You know what you're basically asking? You know what y'all be basically saying? You basically want us to do what teams do to us.
Right.
You're basically asking for the Cowboys to do what teams do to us.
Right.
Like that's what teams like I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tampa Bay, you know what they're gonna do? If we don't get another linebacker, bro, they're gonna find a way to get. I mean, all this playing around with Gronkowski and they're gonna figure out a way to play that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love Micah Parsons. I love him to death. I just love him.
Right.
But I don't like Micah Parsons playing standard linebacker. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you in that now. Obviously, this was his first game in the NFL, so we're not granted. But at the same time, I think we all understand that Micah Parsons, this linebacking core, is better getting after the quarterback. Well, guess what? When teams watch the film on the Dallas Cowboys, you know what they're going to do now? They're all going to do what? Circle Micah Parsons.
And try to scheme him out the picture.
Exactly. How do you scheme Micah Parsons out of the picture? Line a inline tight end in front of him and tell the tight end, hey, man, run to Mexico. Right. And guess what? Micah Parsons, if you don't respect it, I'm going to throw the damn ball at you.
Right. Which is why we wanted another middle linebacker and the other guy. You know what I'm saying? To pair him with Micah Parsons for that reason. So,
hey, real quick, man, this is a question out of nowhere because this is just a question that people ask me all the damn time. So I'm gonna ask you, man, what the hell is you doing with these damn linebackers? Hold on, let me get my hold on. What is you doing, bruh? What is you?
I mean, when it comes to linebacker core, right? We got Mike, of course. We got LVE back for another year. You know, I know a lot of people are talking about Damone Clark. Will he be back? I don't think he is. Mike McCarthy's kind of said he's going to tread lightly with that because it's the neck, is the spinal. But you do have Jabril Cox. You know, they did have a conversation today.
Hey, back up real quick. Back up. So, do you think, to be exact, just the kid we got from LSU? Do you think he plays in 2022?
I I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I
Not
think
at
this is going
all?
to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be a red shirt season. It's a
damn.
spinal injury. It's a neck. You know, like it's going to be hard to get him out there. Maybe November-ish at the max, but I think it's going to be a full red shirt season because you're going to want to make sure he has fully recovered from that surgery before you put him out there. Linebackers and necks, they go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just won't work. I think it's going to be a red shirt season for him. That's why they took him in the 5th, so they can stash him. And like I said, when it comes to Clark, the upside is there. He's a tremendous talent, but it's just with the neck, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. If I had to bet on it, though, I wouldn't think he plays this season, to be honest with you.
Okay, so then that obviously forces. I mean, right now the Cowboys are expecting for Jabril Cox to play a healthy amount of snaps. So this year, because there was no real additive to the linebacking core, and then you took I hate when the Cowboys take project players in seasons where you need guys to actually play. Like I'm gonna tell you, like you could take a project, like honestly, no matter what people say, I don't mind them taking the guy in the second round, D. Williams. I don't mind him. Why? Because you're trying to mimic what you're doing with Micah Parsons. I get it, right? The only issue that I have with it is you can't do that in a season when you actually still need a linebacker, right? Like you like that. Like if you wanted to take a gamble on a guy, you could do that with a running back. Why? Because you got Zeke, you got Tony Pollard. So yeah, go get a running back that tore his ACL and need a year to sit out. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that in seasons. Huh? Yes, get a quarter. You can't do that in a season where you absolutely need guys to play right now. Because what that ends up making you, what teams do is they try to microwave players, bruh. And guess what? Some stuff tastes good in the microwave, bruh. Like some stuff you can get away with it, bruh.
I mean, but I think from the standpoint, and my guy Steve has mentioned, they're going to play some safeties at linebacker as well, because predominantly we're going to be in the nickel, right? So we're going to have 2 linebackers out there, which will be Micah and probably LVE. Then you're going to have J-Ron Curse, but then they also talked about one of my guys I was high on, Marquise Bell out of FAMU, who was an undrafted guy, maybe converting him to kind of be what the Keanu Neal project was, even though that didn't work. So
at all. Told y'all that.
Yeah, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to kind of have him as your hybrid, because that's where the NFL is going, right? You want these hybrid type linebackers because you want them to be able to cover these talented tight ends if you were to have one, right? So, I think they're going to do that. You got Luke Gifford back. So you got some of those names out there. But I feel like if Clark is able to come back and he's able to come back fully healthy, that's going to be a huge boost to our linebacker core. But like I said, I just don't see it. I know they said that the Dallas Cowboys medical team worked with him and told him he's going to be okay in the draft, and they had all this insight here and there. But like I said, neck, linebacker, middle linebacker at that, collision guy, likes to come downhill. They're going to want him to be fully recovered. So I would say a scratch. I know we got the other kid out of Oklahoma State as well, but he's going to be more of a special teams guy. So linebacker core,
and
it's all right. It's all right if we stay healthy. I know there's been a lot of ties to Anthony Barr from the Vikings to being tied to coming to Dallas, but I'm giving up on free agency, y'all.
I'm done.
I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the draft is my free agency. Like the draft is my off season. That's why I really don't do much.
Draft was your last chance. That was your last chance.
Yeah. I mean, you had Bobby Wagner just staring you in the face. Yeah. You didn't pull the trigger.
Hey, Tuck, this is my problem. This is my problem with people saying that we have linebackers, and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my boy Steve White. Steve says we have linebackers, right? They're gonna play safeties at linebackers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Bucks and I'm coming in here, who the Bucks running back? Tuck, who the Bucks running back?
They're gonna run Fournette.
Fournette's like, they're gonna play safeties at linebacker. Okay. Right. Week 2, you got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's like, they're gonna play some safeties at running back, at linebacker. Okay. Week 3, Saquon Barkley's like, snaps, man. Okay. Then you got week 4, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. Antonio Gibson, statistically has given us problems.
Right.
Win or lose, that young man has given us problems. Then week 5, you have that boy Cam Akers. Yeah. Week 6, you have
Knowles.
Yeah, week 6, you got that boy. What's the Sam? It's not Samuels, but what's the Eagles running back? And the Eagles, in my opinion, I believe even though they went and got the wide receiver, they're gonna be a better offense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, they got 3 of them, like Miles Sanders, and I forgot the other
G man, you got Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Minnesota, you got Dalvin Cook, you got Alexander Madison. Then you got Saquon Barkley. Oh, the next week you have the NFL's rushing leader.
Right.
Oh, then you get a break because I can't remember who the Titans running back is. Then you get a rookie. Hey, you know the Jags drafted a rookie running back last year in the first round, supposed to be pretty good. Let's see what he does in his second year. Right. Oh, then you get a break. Then you get Miles Sanders again. Then you get King Henry.
Right.
And then you get to end it with with the boy Antonio Gibson. Listen, man, we probably play if you had to say who the top 10 running backs in the NFL, 6 of them are on this list right here, at least.
Right. And you got to think about it. A lot of these teams' game plan is going to be run the ball and take the air out the ball so he's not in Dak's hands.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
because because the math says that we're a high-scoring offense. So how do you beat a high-scoring offense, Tuck?
Run the damn ball.
You run the damn ball, man.
But also you got to consider, like, I think that this defense should be able to stay consistent with the run defense because you're going to have a full season with, Osa and also with Gallimore as well. You toss in Bohan in the second year. You have Ridgeway walk, saying some of those guys in the interior. So our interior should be better. But like you said, bro, it wears you down through 17 games of these hardcore running teams coming at you. We know LVE, he survived last year, knock on wood. Will he be able to do that again? If something was to happen there, that puts us right back into a whole nother bond if LVE was to, do what he traditionally does. So, I would like to add more depth at linebacker position. I would be all for adding Anthony Barr. I just don't trust it, man. They ran off with the church money, man.
and I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. The Dallas Cowboys have not shown in no time in the last 5 years that we have been able to consistently run the damn football. We have not been able. I'm not run the football, but stop the run. Like we haven't. Like let's just be real. Even last year, we had a problem stopping the run. Like, we had a problem. Go look in the last 2 playoff games. Like, people who say, oh, I'm not worried about our linebackers. Man, you should be. Because if you're a smart team, you're not coming in here and trying to throw the football. Teams that were still trying to throw the balls on us were stupid, bro.
Right.
We had a corner that had 11 interceptions and another dude that had 3. You know what I'm saying? A safety that had 3. Like,
a lot of teams, they try to play that game with us because they knew how explosive our offense was. But now, if that's not the case this year, it changes everybody's mentality.
But when it was time to win a playoff game, what did that team do? They ran the damn football on us.
Think about it. What was the one thing we really came into last year? No one's like, all right, we got Dak back. We got our wide receivers, who I felt like last year was the best wide receiver trio in the NFL. We could lean our hat on that because I feel like we could shoot out with anybody. Now, if that's not the case this year, it changes everything. You know what I'm saying? So Tolbert, Washington, whoever's going to step up, like we have to be able to show improve early out the gate, or it's going to change a lot of defensive schemes.
Talking about Tolbert, man, I'm going to tell you this right here. I found out about this guy a couple weeks about a couple days before the draft. I was looking at names, wide receivers, and your video came up. My boy made a video on my boy Tolbert. Tell me about my boy Tolbert. Tell me what you think he's going to bring to this offense. We also made a comment earlier. We were talking about like how how his signing kind of contradicts the signing of Michael Gallup. Kind of elaborate on that too.
Yeah, man. Jalen Tolbert was one of my favorite prospects. I think I dropped like my second draft video way back in February on Jalen Tolbert. And I felt like if Jalen Tolbert was at a bigger university, at a Power 5 school, like he would have been a first round draft pick because the talent is there. Had a tremendous Senior Bowl as well. When it comes to Jalen Tolbert, though, you're right, man. I feel like he is going to be your prototypical Michael Gallup / replacement. So whenever, because we got Michael Gallup signed the 2-year deal, but he does have a 2-year out, you know what I'm saying? So we were able to get out the contract in 2 years, like kind of how it's structured for Amari Cooper. So you might see that Tolbert is kind of the guy in looming to be that replacement. But I think that as of right now, you're going to see him as your Z wide receiver and also your Y. He's going to be interchanging with CeeDee Lamb because he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just your down the field threat, though he can do that. He can definitely take passes underneath. He can go. He has the yak ability, everything. So he's kind of a hybrid between CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. He kind of has that same kind of structure with him. So I'm going to be curious to see how Kellen Moore utilizes Jalen Tolbert, because if you had to put your chips on any Dallas Cowboy rookie to be a huge boom, a huge spike, I would put all my money on Jalen Tolbert, Cowboys Nation, because I feel like he is going to have to be instrumental in our offense. There's no way around it. He can't be a slow developing player. He has to come out the gate on track with Dak Prescott, which, he said that Dak gave him a call. He has the playbook and whatnot. He's been working hard. So I feel like Jalen Tolbert's going to have a big rookie season when it comes to Dallas Cowboys offense. He's going to be extremely efficient. But like I said, he kind of counteracts what he tried to do with Michael Gallup. It would have made a lot more sense for Jalen Tolbert if you were able to get him and you would have kept CeeDee Lamb and moved on from Michael Gallup because he could fill that X void. But, it's going to be interesting to see. But tremendous talent, one of my favorite prospects.
Question.
I know a lot of draft people that have him on their board. He was on mine.
What would you have said? Question. What would you have said if the Cowboys didn't get rid of they didn't get rid of Amari Cooper? You had CeeDee Lamb. They didn't sign Michael Gallup, but they have Tolbert. Now you have Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I think that makes perfect football sense. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's like the whole Amari Cooper thing was kind of unfolding. I was just thinking from the rationales, like you already signed Amari Cooper to this deal. You know what he means to his offense. Michael Gallup, though I love Michael Gallup, is coming off of ACL injuries, coming off a calf. You can move on and looking how the draft was set up. There was tons of wide receivers you can simply plug in and get right back to business. So it's like, me personally, that would have made football sense. But I think when it comes to how the Cowboys did it, they were looking at the price tag, whatever else they were looking at when it comes to Amari Cooper. But it's going to be kind of hard to replace Amari Cooper than it would have been to replace Michael Gallup. So,
and then the thing about it is,
our offense is going to look completely different.
And the cool thing about the game is, I believe that the Cowboys are probably going to put Michael Gallup on the pub. Like, I don't think you're going to see Michael Gallup till week 7.
I don't see how he returns off that ACL that early. Because I mean, think about how long Tristan Hill took. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about some of these other players. Like, granted, ACL injuries aren't as drastic as they were years ago, but still, man, like that happened in October?
No, that happened in January.
Or January, yeah, January.
I was at that game.
Yeah. So in January, bro, like, yeah. So you're looking at October-ish for Michael Gallup. I mean, for him to get back in conditioning wise, all that, he's not going to be there for camp, So I feel like Jalen Tolbert is going to be your Michael Gallup in our offense until probably mid-October, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then my question is, the crazy thing about it is, it's like Tolbert now has the connection doing the thing, and the two things I don't like about the one thing that just kind of came to my mind is like, bro, the big brother in the wide receiver room is Noah Brown.
Right.
Like CeeDee Lamb had Amari Cooper.
Right.
Michael Gallup had Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
They had a veteran guy who was skilled at the position, uberly skilled in the position that they could learn from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all, as much as I believe CeeDee Lamb will take a step because I think he's going to get the ball more. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be about what does he do more with the ball. He's going to get the ball more. You know what I'm saying? So the numbers say that if you're playing fantasy and you want to get a Cowboy, get CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to get
CeeDee Lamb has to be the primary target. It just has to be. But here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been down this route so many times, whether it was T.O., Dez, Amari, here we are again, CeeDee Lamb. Like that's the talent is there. So we talked about that today, bro. Like the talent is there for CeeDee Lamb to be a number one wide receiver, whatever people want to call that as, but you got to get him involved. And, it's going to be up to Kellen Moore to find that out. But like I said, I think Jalen Tolbert is going to be your X wide receiver out the gate. You're going to plug James Washington out there, Noah Brown, and kind of get back to business. I wish we could at least kept Cedric Wilson, especially since they went and got Tyreek Hill down in Miami. He ain't getting no balls tossed his way. So he should have came on back home.
Facts. Like, he basically took a contract to be like the number 3 because Tyreek Hill is going to get all the number 1 and number 2 targets.
Right.
What they gave up to go get that young man. Like, he's going to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to they're for sure going to feed him. So the Cowboys, man, I mean, the best thing for us to do right now, it would be a great problem to have, is my boy Talbert to have a good connection with the Cowboys. And I'm not with Dak Prescott. And the question goes to say again, like, are you going to be able to see that delta, between a Michael Gallup and a Talbert? Like, when you put these guys on the field, are you going to be able to see the difference between Talbert? Because with him out there now, it makes, like, if I'm Michael Gallup, I'm for sure not coming back till I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm for sure not coming back because you don't want to be in a position where you leave and have to come and then go. And then, like Dez, like, one thing I hated about Dez is he got hurt and then he left and then he came back and then he left again. You know what I'm saying? And he kept re-injuring that same foot. So it's like, I believe that Michael Gallup definitely starts off on the pub. So it's going to give Tolbert the opportunity. I mean, and if the young man is balling, the Cowboys already showed you with Dak Prescott and Tony Romo. They're going to go with that high hand. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to change that thing out. Now I'm going to ask you a question, man. How is his blocking? How is his run blocking?
Nah, he ain't blocking. He ain't blocking. It can always improve, but that's not his forte, man. He ain't gonna be out there Noah Browning. So,
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing about the drawback about Noah Brown is, you get him as far as a good blocker, but you don't get anything else in the receiving game. Like, the fact,
bro, why did we let Malik Turner go?
I don't know, man. They just had no priority. I don't even know, man. Like, I feel like when it comes to like some of these players, they already have set in their mind, regardless of what you do, we're not bringing you back. Mm-hmm. And I think Malik Turner was one of those guys. Like, the dude had more touchdowns in one season than Noah Brown has in his career, which is 0. You know what I'm saying? Which is 0. You know what I'm saying? And Noah Brown is the only Dallas Cowboy player in his position that I've seen to literally, he's been a Cowboy 5 years, and he's only been to training camp 3 times.
Right.
Because 2 times he was just injured, didn't even participate in training camp.
Yeah. And here's the thing, y'all. I mean, I know we have other wide receivers out there. We have Simi Fioco, who we drafted last year. There's TJ Vasher, like those other kind of names are kind of looming out there, but I just don't know where the Cowboys' plans are. Like, I actually like the idea that they're kind of floating around and maybe putting Simi Fioco as a tight end. So, because then you get that position flex where he can kind of be your tight end, your hybrid guy, right? But I don't know what the plans are because they went and drafted a lot of these big, catch radius wide receivers, but they just haven't utilized them yet. And as far as my guy, Nick Reeder with the super chat, who we trust to be our kicker this year, I have no idea.
Clue.
To be honest
Dude, hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Come on, bro. You can't be sending super chats and then asking questions like that, bro.
I had no idea
no
who
clue,
to trust, man. So, and then TJ Vasher, yeah. Well, people laugh at TJ Vasher. They kept TJ Vasher on the roster for the reason. So obviously they have plans for him. They could have cut him.
Yeah, the only issue though, man, is I was doing some research, man. If you look at your wide receiver core right now, you have 2,080 yards. You have 10 total touchdowns from last year. You have 6 guys. Out of 6 guys, you have 4 guys who have never caught touchdowns, and this is not even including the rookie.
Right.
You have 4 guys who have never caught touchdowns in the NFL. You have 2 guys who have never caught passes in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, like your wide receiver, that is not a wide receiving core that I believe that the Dallas Cowboys should be coming in and saying, oh, we're about, especially not no week 1, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, come on, bruh, get these dudes a break. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to give them the opportunity to learn. And I just think that's like, you're going to go out there with this wide receiver core. And then think about this, man. The last time when we played Tampa Bay and we threw the ball freaking 58 times, we also targeted Amari Cooper 19 of those times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We targeted Cooper 19 times in that game
also
alone.
CeeDee Lamb got a bulk. So thinking about that, it would have to be Tolbert and CeeDee Lamb this year if we're going to go with that same approach. So
yeah, my microphone tripping like a mug. But yo, man, one more subject I want to talk about, man, is this cornerback position, man. And we all understand what happened with Kelvin Joseph, man. But I just wanted to kind of talk about it because I think the third cornerback position, I think they had plans for Kelvin Joseph to play, and I think there's still a chance that this young man might see some time on the pine, man, because of the situation that he's going through right now, man. So I just want to talk to you, man. What are your thoughts on the Kelvin Joseph situation? Not even necessarily on the situation, but just his play this year, and what do you think? What do you think is coming down the line from him?
I think it goes back to why he didn't play last year, right? I think you're going to have to earn that trust. And I just feel like when you look at what Dan Quinn was going to do, also especially in our secondary, they just trust Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, and Trayvon Diggs more than they can trust Kelvin Joseph. So I feel like coming into camp, once again, Kelvin Joseph is on an uphill battle. And I saw that he finally posted on Instagram and stuff today. And, if he's watching, here's my advice. Get rid of Boss Man Fat.
Facts.
Just be plain old Kelvin Joseph. That's it. Football. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So he is going to have to earn it from scratch pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not sure what's going to happen with everything else going on. That's a whole nother story in itself. But I feel like when it comes to Dan Quinn and what they're going to do with the secondary is going to be Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis because they've shown I can trust these veteran guys, especially on day one. Because even though last year, like I said, Kelvin Joseph had an outstanding camp, but there was some reason Mike McCarthy even came out and said it, like he doesn't understand all the plays, and they're not just going to give you the position. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, you're 2 years removed from the draft, but when we drafted them, then they can go get another corner, here and move on perfectly just fine. So I think that he's going to be in the rotation a little bit more. But as far as earning that starting spot, I don't think he's going to take Anthony Brown's cornerback position. So, it's going to be an uphill battle for Kelvin Joseph, but he got to get his mind right. You got to get everything else right, get focused on purely football and prove it. So,
yeah. And I think that's a great point too, because, Jordan Lewis is a guy who is scrappy and fighting. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
One thing I like about Dan Quinn is not he don't care about favoritism. If Kelvin Joseph could have played last year and he could have helped this
right.
defense, he would have played. You know what I'm saying? Now, on offense, they do things weird, but on defense, I can trust Dan Quinn would have played this young man more had he would have been able to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think that was a great point that you said about getting his head right and getting his mind right, man. And, I hope that the NFL, if the NFL is going to suspend him, I hope they just do it. Like, I hope this is like, bro, you got 4 months before training camp starts. Like, bro, get this crap over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they're going to say, oh, we got to wait because we got to, the judicial da-da-da-da. But, man, because there ain't too many players like Zeke that can have stuff hanging over their heads, you know what I'm saying, and still go out there and perform.
Season. Right.
Yeah, and still go out there and perform at a high level, man. Who's to say? Hopefully, Kelvin Joseph is one of them dudes, man. Hopefully, he's one of those dudes because second-round pick, Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, I would definitely, knowing Jerry Nomics, I would think that Jerry Jones is not necessarily expecting, Trevon Diggs expectations, but I think he's expecting something close to that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boy,
right.
we took you in the second round, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, here's my thing, bro. Let me ask you this. When is the last time we drafted somebody with red flags and we didn't get burned by it?
This my dog, so I'm gonna throw him an alley oop, because he didn't technically burn us. Jalen Smith.
What red flags he had?
He had the injury coming out. Rick.
No, I'm talking about like off the field. Like,
oh, okay, yeah, okay. I thought you okay.
Yeah.
No.
Right, and that's my frustration with this organization. Is like every time we reach for these guys who have the off the field red flags, we end up getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing works out. And then, I'm kind of going back to our second round pick that we had this year. I think that Sam Williams is a phenomenal talent, but there's been so many off the field red flags. It's just like, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
we basically drafted the same player in Boss Man Fat.
I think Sam Williams is more blue collar than Kelvin Joseph. You know what I'm saying? So I trust Sam Williams with his off the field red flags more than I did Kelvin Joseph, because I felt like Sam Williams at least gets it now. You know what I'm saying? He gets a little bit. You can kind of see the maturity in him. Versus Kelvin Joseph, I just never saw that switch in the maturity. You know what I'm saying? So nothing really lined up with me. So we'll see, but it's just like, man, it's crazy to see what the Cowboys will tolerate in a prospect and what they won't,
Yeah, and it's crazy that you said it, because it's like it does feel like the second round is like that round that they like to take chances. Like Connor Williams comes to mind, freaking Tristan Hills comes to mind, freaking Boss Man Fat comes to mind, even Trevon Diggs. Diggs. Like technically Trevon Diggs was like one of those, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he worked. I mean, he not necessarily not saying that he had issues or anything, but I'm just saying the second round is usually like most teams are looking for like guys who they think should have been in the first round. But even Jalen Smith, like we used a second round pick on a guy that didn't play for a year. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog too. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like the second round definitely seems like that's the year with the round where the Dallas Cowboys like to kind of like gamble a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like it sucks because most second-round players are at least battling for backup, some type of starting role, by their second year. And it'll be interesting to see if that happens with Kelvin Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, hey, Tuck, man, we've been on here for about an hour and 20 minutes, man. Let them know where they can find you at, Tuck.
Hey, my God, appreciate you for having me on, man. Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, CFO Sports. Also, you can follow me on all social media platforms, J.Tuck151. Also, you can catch me every Sunday morning here in Kansas City, 810 WHB Radio with my guy, Darren Smith, where we're talking all things sports, man. I appreciate all the support, Wes. You're like a brother to me, man. So I appreciate all the conversations we be having. We definitely got to do it again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, man, and you already know if you're watching West Coast, you know where you're watching at, man. So just hit that follow button. If you ain't hit that star button, man, you got to hit that star button, hit that share button. If you're on J.Tuck's YouTube right now, man, make sure you guys hit that super chat, man. All this stuff, I'm going to tell you this right here, man, it costs time. And it costs monetization, you feel me? And if you want it to grow, if you want to see more of it, man, you got to hit that star button. You got to hit that super chat button. Hey, man, it is your boy West Coast, man. You already know what it is. Never look down because the star is